Keanu Reeves had never been one for extravagance. Despite his immense wealth and global fame, he preferred the simple things: riding the subway, enjoying a quiet coffee, or taking a solitary motorcycle ride through the hills. But when his business partners had convinced him to invest in a luxury hotel, the Serenity Grand, he saw it as an opportunity to create something different, a haven of warmth and respect, a place where kindness reigned as much as opulence. Tonight, however, he was about to see just how far that mission had fallen short. Keanu arrived at the Serenity Grand in a quiet black overcoat and a well-worn backpack slung over one shoulder. The hotel's neon sign gleamed above the grand entrance, casting golden hues across the cobblestone driveway. A valet stepped forward, but gave Keanu only a brief glance before turning to fawn over a couple stepping out of a sleek sports car. Keanu didn't mind. He wasn't here to be recognized. He wanted to experience his own hotel the way any guest would. The lobby was breathtaking, a masterpiece of marble, crystal chandeliers, and an ambiance of sophistication. But something felt off. Staff scurried around, their polished smiles plastered on only for the wealthiest-looking guests. A well-dressed man was welcomed with glasses of champagne, while an elderly woman in a simple cardigan was ignored by the front desk. Keanu approached the receptionist. "Excuse me, I have a reservation under the name K.C. Reeves." The young woman barely glanced at him. "Name again?" "Reeves, K.C. Reeves." She tapped on her keyboard, lips pursed. "I don't see you in the system." Keanu reached for his phone. "I have the confirmation email right—" "Sir," she interrupted with an air of boredom, "I don't think we have any budget rooms available tonight." Keanu raised an eyebrow. "Budget rooms? Maybe try the motel down the street," she suggested, with a forced smile before turning to the next guest, a man in an expensive suit. "Welcome to the Serenity Grand, sir. How may I assist you?" Keanu exhaled slowly. He wasn't one for making a scene. But this was personal. Stepping back, he observed more closely. A bellhop barely helped a woman struggling with her bags, but when a wealthy-looking couple arrived, he jumped into action. The manager laughed heartily with a group of businessmen, while an unassuming solo traveler was ignored. This was not the vision Keanu had for the Serenity Grand, and it was time to fix it. He walked toward the bar, where a smug bartender was scoffing at an elderly patron's tip. Keanu took a seat. "Whiskey neat." The bartender sighed. "That'll be $25. Keanu reached for his wallet. "Actually," the bartender added, eyeing Keanu's scuffed backpack and worn boots, "we have a minimum spend policy for bar seating, $50 minimum." Keanu chuckled, shaking his head. "Big mistake." The bartender rolled his eyes. "Yeah? Why's that?" Because at that moment, the hotel's general manager, a seasoned professional who did recognize Keanu, stepped into the bar and froze. His face went pale. "Mr. Reeves?" he gasped. A hush fell over the bar. Keanu took a sip of his whiskey. "Glad someone knows my name." The manager turned to the bartender, who was now gaping like a fish. "Do you have any idea who this is?" the bartender stammered. I didn't. He owns this hotel." Silence. Then a furious flurry of apologies from the bartender, the receptionist, and even the valet who had ignored him at the entrance. But Keanu held up a hand, silencing them. "I don't want apologies," he said, his voice calm but firm. "I want change." Keanu spent the next hour touring his own hotel, unfiltered and raw. He sat with the elderly woman who had been ignored, helped carry the struggling travelers' bags, and spoke to the guests who had been treated as afterthoughts. Then he called a meeting. The entire staff, now stiff with tension, gathered in the grand ballroom. "I built this place to be different," Keanu began, pacing slowly. "Not just another luxury hotel, a place where everyone is treated with respect. But what I saw tonight? He paused, letting his disappointment settle over them. It's not just unacceptable, it's embarrassing. Some employees looked down in shame. Others stole guilty glances at one another. The general manager cleared his throat. "Mr. Reeves, I assure you, we will handle—" "No," Keanu interrupted. "We will handle it, together." He implemented immediate changes: a full retraining on hospitality ethics, an anonymous guest feedback system. Surprise visits, sometimes from him, sometimes from other mystery guests, to ensure every visitor was treated with dignity. And as for the employees who had repeatedly disrespected guests, they were given a choice: change or leave. Weeks later, the Serenity Grand had transformed. Guests, all guests, were welcomed with genuine warmth. Employees who had once looked down on people now offered a helping hand. And Keanu? He became a legend not just for owning the hotel, but for standing up for the very values he had built it upon. One evening, as he sat at the bar, this time warmly welcomed, the bartender, a new hire, approached him with a smile. "Whiskey neat?" Keanu grinned. "You got it." As he took a sip, he glanced around. This time, the Serenity Grand felt right, just as it should have been all along. Thanks for watching Interesting Story. Please subscribe for more interesting stories, and also share our videos.